gotta go. Here we go.
All right, Shelby's ready to go, so let's get on with it. All right.
Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby's the man. Don't know if y'all know who he is, but he used to have a show on the History Channel. He was hilarious.
Florida man.
No, actually, he's in Louisiana.
No, he's one of us.
First one in the house, Debbie Jones. All right. Me and Debbie spent a little time together yesterday at the gun range. We had a great time too. It didn't take her long to get it zeroed in there. You can see she got one flyer right up there on the right shoulder, but the rest of them right there is in the honey. That's all that matters, as long as you get it in the honey hole and take care of business. She was a little shaky at first. She got it zeroed in. We found the gun she wanted, which is a good thing. She's going to purchase one of those to defend herself. She's also going to purchase a nice little shotgun to defend her home, and that's a great thing. So we got one convert. If nobody else cares, we got one.
You're one of us, Debbie.
Yeah, I worked with her for a little while there, a little over an hour yesterday. But like I said, she got it zeroed in. Hopefully we'll get together again at the gun range. I really enjoyed it. Had a great time. And thank you for the lunch. I appreciate it. Tammy Joe's with us. There we go. Michael O'Brien's in the house. Lynn Stalker. All right. Yeah, Donna Brown. Appreciate that very much. Fluffy's with us. All right. Fluffy's my girl. Here we go. Linda's with us. Linda Farrow. All right. We got a good bunch in here tonight. We're kind of going to get back to the basics tonight, guys. I've been getting some emails from folks. They're kind of seeing what's going on. You know, the people in power right now have chosen to destroy our country, and they're going full blast with it. You know, they're adding to that tonight with this Title 42 thing, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, clearly they are trying to destroy our country. If people don't see it, then it's their own fault. But those of us that do, like I said, there are new people coming on board that want to know where to get started or what to do. So, you know, I thought I would just kick this little live stream back to, you know, give us all a reminder that's already been doing this stuff for a while, and to help out the new people that's coming on board. You know, where to start, what to do, you know, stuff like that. But I think it would be a good idea for all of us just to step back, evaluate what we have right now, because we're not going to make it another 2 years. It's that simple. I'm saying it right here, right now. Not going to make it another 2 years. Hope I'm wrong. I truly do. But I don't think it's possible. If things keep going the way they are, it's not possible. America cannot last 2 more years going the way we're going now. You know, we're just letting anybody that wants to walk into this country walk in here. It don't matter if they are people really wanting to make an effort, or people that wants to suck off our country, or those that want to come here and help destroy it. Yes, that's people. There are people coming in here with the sole intent of destroying the United States of America. If not, you wouldn't have 400,000 military-aged Chinese men that have crossed the border in the last 2 years. They're not here just to play games, that's for sure. But, you know, like I said before, I could be wrong. Hopefully I am, but I just don't think so. I've been involved in this stuff too long, saw too much in my lifetime. I can see what's coming down the road. I hate to preach doom and gloom here. I never meant to do that. When I started this channel, I never meant to do that. I used to say it all the time. But things are just so bad right now, just getting worse. To not pay attention to it, to not comment on it, or try to help people with it would be willful ignorance on my part. So I got to step up. I got to do it. Like I said, we helped Linda out yesterday. No, excuse me, Debbie. We helped Debbie out yesterday. I know that's going to help her in the long run. I have no doubt. I get emails from people wanting advice. You know, swap emails with folks all the time, get comments on Facebook, places like that. So, I'm just here to help you out. Hopefully, it'll do some good in the long run. But let me make a couple of comments here before we get going. One of the things that really shocked me was this right here. When House of Representatives subpoenaed the FBI for a document, and they gave the document number, the exact document. And the FBI basically said, stick it, we're not giving it to you. Last I heard, if you violate a subpoena from the House of Representatives, it's illegal. So it looks to me like the director of the FBI needs to be answering some questions. I might be wrong, but I think Steve Bannon went to jail for a little while over refusing to answer a House of Representatives subpoena. Not sure, but I think that's what happened. So why shouldn't it happen again? If it happened before, it needs to happen again, especially with the way things are right now. I mean, they just basically told, the House of Representatives, no, we're not going to cooperate with your legal investigation. And they're the FBI, the ultimate legal authority in this country. And they're just openly breaking the law. So why in the hell should me and you follow the law? That's just another part of them destroying this country. Like I said, it's right out there for everybody to see. If you don't see it, it's because you're ignorant. No, I take that back. You're not ignorant. If it's there and you don't see it, you're stupid. There's a difference in ignorance and stupidity. Ignorance is a lack of knowledge. Stupidity is knowing the truth and then just denying it. So if you see stuff like this and you don't acknowledge it, you're stupid. It's that simple. Glenn wants to say hello to everybody. All right. I'm glad you're with us tonight, Glenn. I really, really am glad you're here. One more thing you might not have heard of, because it's this news source, The Blaze, is really not what you'd call mainstream, but I check it every day along with many others that are not mainstream. But you can see right there for yourself. The EU has approved shutting down 3,000 Dutch farmers and permanently putting them out of business. They can't go somewhere else and start another farm. Now, why in the hell would they do that? Why would they cut off their own food supply? This is some of the dumbest stuff I think I've ever seen in my life. This is crazy. But they're trying to shut these farmers down, and this is just the first bunch. If they do this and they get away with it, they're going to do it again. But the only reason I'm telling you this is because, like I've always said before, watch Europe, because what's happening there is coming here. And this is one that will be coming here. Because they're already trying to put cattle farmers out of business and chicken farmers and pretty much any kind of protein. Bill Gates bought up thousands and thousands of acres to create insect farms. So you're going to be eating insects soon. They're going to shut down the beef, the sheep, the chickens. You're going to be eating grasshoppers, locusts, mealworms, because the people with the money think you should eat it. And this government is going to go right on along with it because the money people have them and the politicians in their pocket. It's that simple. Don't know about you, but I ain't eating that shit. I have before in survival situations, but I'm not going to do it by choice. That's something we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes. Some of the food needs that you need to start looking into. Here's another little story. Look at this guy. I don't know how this guy sleeps at night. I don't know what. I'm dumbfounded when I look at this guy's face. He's a damn idiot. He stands and lies. He knows he's lying. He knows we know he's lying, but he keeps doing it. What in the hell? What is the deal with this guy? He's one of the problems, pushing what's going on tonight with doing away with this Title 42. That guy right there is part of the problem. Jazz Cat's with us. Yep, they are destroying us on purpose. This is a plan, folks. This is a planned destruction of our country. That's, like I said, they've chosen illegal immigration as a way to destroy this country. They can infiltrate the cities around here, the states, in the United States with criminals, and that's exactly what they're doing. And it's going to get to the point to where there's so much crime, death in the streets that people are going to be begging the federal government for help, and that's exactly what they want. And that's the reason why they're doing this. Now, not everybody that comes across the border is a criminal, don't get me wrong. There's some people there that want to come here and live a good life and try to do the best they can. But like I said the other night, from the Texas border all the way to the end of South America, every jail and every insane asylum is empty tonight because they sent all of their criminals and crazies north. And they're coming to us. Get ready for it. All right, that's enough commentary. Let's get down to business here. Here we're going to go back to the basics on the prepping. Like I said, I've gotten so many requests from people and emails and comments and stuff like that. I just want to lay it out. Again, I'm going to do this occasionally. As long as I keep getting these requests, I'm trying to make it easy on them, but not just them, but myself too. I answer every email I get, and hopefully I can just say, okay, go, I can put a link in the next time I get a message from somebody and say, watch this video. So that's what this is all about. But I welcome your suggestions and your comments. If you got anything to add, please do. I want to pop it up here. Put it in capital letters so I can try to catch it. And if I don't, Lady Prepper will catch it over there. And she'll tell me, who dropped in and made a suggestion. Bill wants to say hello to everyone. There we go. A man right there lives a life. That man is a prepper and he lives that life. So I'm glad to see him here. He's a repeat customer, so I must be doing something right. Since he come back and he's actually living what I'm talking about. I must be doing it right.
Happy to see you.
Apple juice. Happy to see you.
Hello from Middle Georgia.
Yeah, there we go. I just saw that pop up out of the corner of my eye. Appreciate you coming back. I know you were here earlier. I know you were here a couple of times before. I could be wrong. But hey, I'm glad you're here tonight. That's all that's important. All right, let's get on with it. Number one prep, guys. Y'all know what it is. Food and water. You got to make sure you got that food and water. Build you up some good food storage. A minimum of at least 3 months. Once you hit that, set another goal, 6 months. Another goal, 9 months. And just keep working. I'm going to make a suggestion here that some of you might disagree with, but if you do, pop in there and tell me, hey, that's right, Wolverine. Pop in there and tell me you disagree. But I think you should get lots of beans and rice. Everybody says that. And pasta. Buy it in bulk, big bags. Store it in, food grade containers. If it's Mylar bags, buckets, whatever, store it. Spend your big ticket items should be proteins, dehydrated proteins, and long-term storage buckets or cans, I should say. Beef, chicken, stuff like that. That way you can accent that rice and those beans with some of that meat. It's going to get boring after a while, but believe me, it beats the hell out of starving. And we're about to get to that point. Hovering out to a year of food. There you go. That's what you want right there if you can get it. 1 year of food. That should be your ultimate goal, to have 1 year of food put aside. Because even if it does all go sideways, in that 1 year, you can learn how to grow crops, cultivate food, hunt if you have to. And hopefully in that year's time, we'll regain some kind of semblance of society. A year's a long time, but then again, it's not. It all depends on what the situation is. But happy to see you's got the right idea right here. Buying water, food, growing their own food, water. water catchment systems, dehumidifiers. Get you some water filters. Get you some water filters as well, so you can go to a local stream, a local lake, or whatever, and harvest the water that way. All right, seeds are a good source of protein.
Chia seeds.
Yeah, chia seeds. I'm talking. You're right. Chia seeds are a great form of protein, but I'm talking meat. You want something substantial. A lot of the things you buy from like Four Patriots or wherever, like those food buckets you buy from them, they have a lot of cereals and rice and noodles and stuff like that, but they have very little meats in them. So if you just buy one or two, I'm going to suggest two of those cans of dehydrated meats a month. They say there's 10 servings in there. You can stretch that to 15 easily. I know, I've done it. So, you can have that rice and beans with a little bit of chicken in it, or, a little bit of beef. It'll make a world of difference as far as, keeping your body operating under stress. That'll make a world of difference, believe me, guys. Why do we refuse to buy here? Kidney beans and all other beans.
Lima beans aren't coming here.
Don't like kidney beans, huh?
We're not getting any lima beans. We agree on that one.
A lady prepper don't like hardly any beans.
The lima's the worst.
But she says lima beans are the worst.
Good Lord, I can smell
Zero
just
water
thinking about
filters.
it.
Yeah, ceramic filters. Ceramic filters are the best, I think. But that's just my opinion. I have a couple of those myself. I really like those. So, yeah, get those water filters, guys. Have a lot of home canned and store-bought meats as well. There you go. That's what you want right there. We got some canned meats put back, and we got a lot of store-bought meats. Here we go again. Those canned roast beef that you buy at Walmart, the Hereford brand canned roast beef, top notch. Tastes good. It's in gravy. It's not in water. It's really some good food that would be great to accent some of these side dishes with. And again, I'm going to say, I'm sure many of you already know, but we're back to basics here. So those dates on those cans mean nothing. As long as that can's not damaged, rusted, or swelled, it's going to last forever. The FDA tells you that on their website. That canned food is good forever. So, all right, food and water is number one. Number two, I have to suggest security. If you have plenty of food, plenty of water, ways to store it, ways to cook it. You got to have ways to cook that food too in case the grid's down. Remember that. You got to have a way to protect it just in case things get bad. Here we go again. Like I told Debbie, and she jumped on board with me. Guns and ammo. You got to have a way to protect yourself. I'm going to recommend 3 firearms, guys. I always do this. I have before, if you watch my firearms videos. Good sidearm, a good shotgun for home defense, and a good rifle to hunt with. Because you might have to get out and hunt for that protein. That is the 3 very minimum firearms you need. If you don't know what to do, what to buy, shoot me an email, theorlandoprepper@gmail.com. Tell me exactly what you think you need a firearm for, and I will be glad to reply and give you what I think is your best option. I've done that for a few folks. It's worked out good, so I'm glad of that. But when you do get those firearms, get training. Be trained with those firearms. I'll throw it out there again like I did last week. If you need help getting trained with a firearm, I will be happy to do that for you. Not a lot of people will do that for free, but I will, because I want to do the best I can to have you ready for what's coming. And I think I'm pretty good at teaching folks how to do that. I've done it for, 30 years now. And I think I've had pretty good results with that. So, get you some training. As far as your security goes, try to build you a team of people you can trust. people you know you can count on. So if things go bad, you have a plan where you're going to meet, what you're going to do, what each person's role is. And once you get that team together, try to get with them occasionally. Don't just wait on, something bad to happen, everything goes sideways, and then expect everybody to be there. If you just contacted them online or on the phone or whatever, make sure you touch base with them and say, hey, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? You got to keep that team together one way or another. But that's something you really need to work on. A team and a plan. It's part of your security, along with your guns, your ammo, and your training. It's all very vital. Number 3, communications. You got to be able to gather information. Simple AM, FM weather radio. If things do go sideways, the government is going to give people periodic updates on AM radio. That is their plan. Actually, a few years ago, the auto industry was going to take AM radios out of vehicles they manufactured. The government said, nope, you can't do that because that is our emergency notification system, is AM radio. But I'm sure nowadays it's all been updated. They'll be on every radio station available. If, cell phones are still up, you'll probably get text messages or whatever. But get you a good AM, FM weather radio. You also want a shortwave radio with a good antenna that you can extend way up like in a tree, like I've told you on previous videos. Because with a shortwave radio, you can get news from all over the world, not just the propaganda the United States is putting out to people. You can hear from everywhere, and that's a great you can get them pretty cheap. I have that Texan 660. Mm-hmm. I think I showed one last week in a video that was a little cheaper. Yeah, if you'll go back and watch my previous videos, you'll see one that I put up that's a little cheaper than the one I have, but it does the same thing. That's just the one I have been a little more updated, but that one will do exactly the same thing, and it costs less. It was less than $50. And if you ever need it, believe me, you're going to be glad you got it. But then you also want to think about if your home is like home base, if that's where everybody's coming to when things go bad, you're going to want a base station, a radio base station, something wherever your main location is. You need that base radio, and you need handheld field radios for every member of your team that you have out in the field. The guys on watch, the guys gathering water, the guys out hunting, whatever. If they're going to the emergency food distribution center, they're going to need a radio, and you're going to need to be able to contact them. So make sure you have that. Good cheap one to use is like the ones that I promoted here several times before, the Baofeng UV5R radio. But let me tell you right here now, I'm looking into GMRS radio. Baofeng is a ham radio, and the base unit that I have right over here is called a B-Tech. They're both ham radios, my handhelds and my base unit. But I'm looking into GMRS radio. It's a lot simpler, but the problem is you're so limited on your channels. GMRS only has 22 channels, but it's a lot easier to operate, and that may be all you need. But I'm looking into that right now. I'm going to do a video on that soon, probably within the next couple of days. But make sure you have those radio systems where you got that communications. Now, to make those operate, number 4 is a solar power system or a wind power system. Something that doesn't run off of fuel. It doesn't run off of the grid. Something you can use yourself to keep your electronic, equipment charged up and ready to go. Just a small one. If you're just charging up walkie-talkies, it's not a big deal. You can get you a 300-watt system, and for about $300, $350, And it's always there. It's always going to be good. As long as the sun's shining, it's going to work. They make these things almost bulletproof nowadays. But when you get one, make sure you store it in a Faraday cage, somewhere where it won't be damaged. If there is like an EMP or a CME or something like that, you want to make sure it's going to be workable when you need it. So get you a renewable solar power system of some sort. What you got?
Do you have a video on shortwave recommendations?
I did one on communications. It's been a while back. I keep saying I'm going to redo it. I guess I'm going to have to redo it. I'll redo it before next week. I promise it'll be out there on shortwave. It's not that difficult. It's very easy. It's simple. You just put up your antenna, dial in your radio, and you'll be amazed at what you get. I will do that before next Thursday night. I promise. I'm going to get into my comms videos this week. I've got to do that. So, who asked that question? Linda, you just made me make a video. But I'm glad to do it for you.
Working, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to do that for you. Like I said, I did that back when I first started this channel, and it's a horrible video. So don't go look at it. Just give me a week and let me make a new one. Just get you that renewable power system. That is vital, guys. If you're going to have any kind of communications at all, even if you're just listening to a radio, that radio has to have power, and you have to have a way to charge it. Got to get that renewable energy system. Another one we're going to go with is what I call environmental comfort. Just simple stuff. Probably the most unusual thing I'm going to recommend here is a tent that you can set up inside your house. If it's cold where you live and the power's out and you've got a little portable heater, and that's something else you need, a little portable heater. It's easier to heat the inside of a tent than it is the inside of your whole house. So think about that. Thank goodness here in Florida, we don't have to worry about that. We just sit here and melt. Air conditioning really don't work well on solar power. It takes a lot of power to run an air conditioner.
4 days we had no power.
Yeah.
Irma was.
So if we don't have a gas-powered generator, there ain't going to be any air conditioning. But where you're in cold weather, you can get a little portable heater, one of those little small ones. You can put it inside a tent, and it'll heat that tent very well, actually. Just be very, very, very careful. Because anytime you're talking about heating the inside of a tent, you got you got fire danger. So, also get you a fire extinguisher. Make sure you got plenty of blankets. Best way to stay warm is a blanket. We all know that. I mean, it works pretty good. Get you a good sleeping bag that you can throw those blankets over. But, these are the simple things that most of us here tonight have already got. We've already thought about. But step back and reevaluate your preps. Think about what you have as far as the basics go. Because the time is coming when we're going to need them. And for you new folks out there, I got a lot of new subscribers this week. I truly do appreciate that. Hopefully this will help you out. If you reached out to me with an email, I know I responded because, like I said, I respond to them all. But if you have any questions, any comments, whatever.
CC has a question.
Carbon monoxide, electric heat. If you have electric heat, you will not have that problem. Get you a small heater, like I suggested. Get you a solar unit that it can run off of. Or if you have a generator, just a small generator, of course, set that outside and run your cord inside, as long as it's electric. Do not use anything that produces carbon monoxide gas inside anywhere. It's that simple. If it's something you're using to cook your food, if it's something you're using to heat where you're sleeping, if it produces carbon monoxide, it'll kill you. So I'm going to say don't do that if it's absolutely possible for you not to. If you absolutely have to, make sure it's a well-ventilated area. So, I mean, when it comes down to survival, we all kind of push the envelope sometimes. please make sure if you use a heating source that creates carbon monoxide, it's in a well ventilated area. And here's another thing you might need to do if you get into that situation. Just like protecting your property, in a serious situation, rotate people in and out. Don't let everybody sleep all at once. Have that one guy that says, "Hey, are you okay?" About every hour. "Hey, are you okay?" He nudges those folks that's laying there sleeping comfortable under those blankets. Make sure they're okay. Fluffy Otter right here suggested the Mr. Buddy heater. That is supposedly safe indoors and expels no carbon monoxide, even though it runs off of propane. I have one of those. I always made sure that when I did use it, it was well ventilated. Even though they're supposed to be safe, I ain't taking that chance. I don't want to go to sleep and not wake up because they screwed up on their advertisement. But that's a good one. That Mr. Buddy heater's a good one. Even if it does emit carbon monoxides, it's very, very minimal. So that's something you might want to consider right there. Thanks, Fluffy. I appreciate it. But like I said, have that one guy on watch. While everybody else is sleeping, that one guy, every hour, he reaches over there and nudges you. "You okay? You sleeping okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." And that will help, believe me. Who's your prepper nurse jumped in here with us?
Dirty roofer. That's somebody else.
CC Electric is safe. Propane will produce it. CC Electric. I'm not familiar with that. What is that? Explain that for me, please. Dirty Roofer. All right. Glad you're with us. Appreciate it. There you go. Carbon monoxide indicator. I have one of those. Where we use the heater, we have carbon monoxide sensors. Again, me being me, I don't trust that 100%. But that is another good tip. Get you a carbon monoxide sensor. If you're going to use that Mr. Buddy heater to heat indoors, get that sensor. It could save your life. Battery operated carbon monoxide detector. Yep, that's exactly what I do. CC asked a question in the chat.
I think we just talked about that.
Right? Yeah, I just talked about that.
Yep,
sure did. I covered that. Let me see. Let me do this. This is my fault. I should have put this up here earlier. But put any questions you have. Hey, Swackhammer's back with us. All right. He's late, but he's here. That's all that matters. But please, like I said, if you're using that propane, use that carbon monoxide sensor. That's great. What else I got? One more thing. I don't even have it on the board over there. Once you get all of these things taken care of, your food, your water, your security, your communications, your power, and your environmental comfort. Those are very important, guys. You have to have all of that to survive. Try to get you, like I'm going to say it again, some silver or gold. You can't eat silver and gold. That's why that's the lowest on my list. It will get you some of those things that you need after everything's gone sideways. But once we get to that point, if you have all these other bases covered, then that silver and gold is just a luxury you have, something working in your favor. The things I listed before are more important for survival than precious metals. There's no doubt. You have to have food and water to live. You have to have security for what might arise. You have to have that communications. So whatever's going on around you, you know about. If it's here in, your city, your state, the United States, or whatever, you have to know what's happening. And if you are the base, you have to be able to communicate with everybody that's out there. So you set up that communication system within your little mag, your little group. Okay. And that power to charge them, you have to have it. The environmental comforts, that's what keeps you alive. Precious metals, I say get them because money's going to be worthless soon, but they'll always be good. But like I said, that is just something a little extra, a little icing on the cake you'll have. Let me put it that way. So, all right, I think we covered it all. Anybody got any questions out there before I get out of here? My ice is melting. That hadn't happened in a while. I'm sitting here jabbering and not paying attention to my ice. All right. I appreciate everybody that dropped in here tonight. Keep your eyes on what's happening with the border. Some are saying it's just going to be a big mass rush. Some are saying it's not going to be anything. But there's one thing for damn sure. This is the first stage in the destruction of our open stage in the destruction of our country. They're trying to destroy America, and this is how they're doing it. All right. I guess I'm going to get out of here. I actually have some folks visiting me here tonight. Don and Tony, they're watching on the big screen in the living room. So I appreciate them being here with me. But with that, I'm going to say stay strong, stay patriotic to our founding principles. That's what made this the greatest country in the world, the principles we were founded on. If you stick with those, get ready for what's coming, you're going to be okay in the end. I promise. God don't let his people down. Remember that. Pray for the United States of America. The Orlando Prepper is out.